care of our peeps here. Remember, Jesus called himself the least of men. And whatsoever you do or fail to do for the least of these, you do or fail to do for me. And someday you're going to meet your maker, and you're going to answer for your philosophies, your belief system, your credos, or lack thereof. I mean, there's some very good reasons to be very serious about your salvation, where you're going from here, man, and answering to a God that doesn't going to buy a lot of psychobabble rattling around in our heads. Okay, because if there's one thing God is not, that's stupid. Okay, so he's going to see all through all the BS that we can all be full of. So I'm not condemning anyone. I'm just saying, see the light and jump off the bandwagon to death and destruction. The ship of fools, guaranteed. They're careening, okay, under full sail, okay, over the falls, and it ain't going to be fun. But all you that believe in this current establishment, you're going to be sorely let down and traumatized by events that must take place. That must, because the good guys got to win this thing, or the book would be unreadable, the movie would be unwatchable. So there's logic and reason, okay, behind these things. I'm telling you, and trying to caution people and give you kind of a heralding, a forewarning, just to be kind of a harbinger of what's to come here. But there's going to be a day of reckoning, and we're all going to have to give accounts for our beliefs, and they better hold water, or else we know what side of this thing we're going to be counted with the wicked ones, man. And we know that it ain't going to be fun when all you wicked ones that have been bullying people around, the good people, and running roughshod over those with a conscience, where you get to go all alone without the others to bully around anymore, the righteous, it's going to be hell. Literally. I mean, that's what's to come. So you want to be on the side of righteousness. Believe in equality. Believe in true capitalism. Okay? And understand that's what all these crony capitalists and all these people that preach communism, socialism, they're against that, because they know it leads to prosperity, and prosperity is necessary to have absolute freedom. You must be financially free too. And that's what they don't want. And understand, I know what I'm talking about, supply and demand. I've explained why it's supposed to work, why your money is supposed to increase in worth, not decrease, and how that's a scam. What I'm talking about happens organically, naturally, automatically, without being forced, without being meddled with by the government. So I'm just saying, folks, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, on to current events. I failed to talk about Aretha Franklin last week, but I like Aretha Franklin. Her favorite song of mine is that Say a Little Prayer for Me. I've liked that since I was a little kid, so I like her. She was a civil rights activist, believed in equality, soulful woman, and I loved Aretha Franklin, of course, absolutely. And but to me, you know what, I think of people as being alive still. I really do. And especially someone like that, you know, all her music we could still listen to forevermore. So I do like her. And I didn't talk about Omarosa's book and on Trump. I mean, she's a Benedict Arnold. What more needs to be said about that woman? And she's obviously showing she lacks credibility, taping people, I mean, without their knowledge. I mean, you know, that's an invasion of privacy. That's like going in somebody's house and going through their papers and effects. I mean, these guys, even hackers, you know, these are smart people. So generally, a hacker is not the guy that's going to be, you know, perusing through your private papers and effects on your computer, okay, because that's protected under the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. So as good Americans, we value that, and we don't violate, okay, that privilege that we have under the Constitution, that right, that duty we have to follow. Okay, so I see that, you know, taping somebody and they're unaware of it. You know, in California is a two-party consent. So if you tape somebody here, yeah, you are breaking the law. And I'm not sure if it's a felony, or I think it is a felony. Yeah, I think Judge Millian had mentioned that in any state that doesn't allow it, you know, one-party consent state, that is felonious. So it's a big deal. Felony. If you had a felony, I could never have gotten my real estate license. Anybody with a felony, you can't do a lot of stuff. And you know, what's going on with this idiot Cohen, Trump's attorney. I mean, what a jackass. Look, he gave him bad advice. I guess I already talked about that, but he's his counselor. I mean, how can Trump get in trouble with the law when he did what his lawyer, who's supposed to know everything about the law, advised him to do. You see, they would love to nail Trump to the cross, but they got his attorney. I mean, just all you attorneys out there, just think you're not safe when these high-ranking law enforcement agencies want all your records. Just remember that. I mean, everybody that I know of always thought that the attorney-client privacy was a sacred, sacrosanct privilege between the attorney and client. Right? That's what we all believed all through the years, that they cannot be compelled by law, okay, to divulge what they talked about on a personal level, on an individual level, off the record level, okay? And so, it's just, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's just, but look at Bill Clinton, Slick Willie. I mean, look at the stuff they focus on. They will talk about the Federal Reserve, all the illegalities of the Federal Reserve. They want to focus on Trump and Cohen and Manafort and all this crap, nickel and dime stuff, when these people are just, we're talking trillions. Okay, they're stealing trillions, while Manafort maybe stole millions from the government, and maybe what Trump did is hush money. He shouldn't have done it that way. He should have done it much more on the up and up, and told her, you can talk about it, but I just want to give you this money, and no, I enjoyed our relationship with Stormy Daniels or whatever. I mean, there's ways to do it where the public would find palatable, and Trump should know that. I mean, anybody should know that. The American people are very liberal. We're very forgiving. We're trying to, we're good, decent people that are not overly prudish, right? So, he should know that. If he didn't know that, it's probably because he's drinking that damned aspartame. And I hope to God he's off the aspartame, because that stuff's going to hurt his brain, man. And somebody that's close to him has to get that message through. Stop immediately, man, and start taking stuff to detox immediately, man. For your brain's sake, brother, get off the frickin' aspartame. That diet soda pop, man, and that high fructose corn syrup is no better. I avoid the soda pop altogether, man. If you're going to drink it with the real sugar. But, it's all toxic, man. That high fructose corn syrup with the mercury, and that's another brain neurotoxin. So, yeah, don't do any of it. I mean, avoid that crap, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Make sure you get the best ice cream that doesn't have that crap, that high fructose corn syrup, man. Don't do it, man. But yeah, I mean, everybody can be genius, but everybody can be dumb as a box of rocks too. So, I'm going to say this, and I've said it before, that Trump is not a racist in my estimation. Okay, I just don't buy it. I think people of color that are intellectually honest know that he likes people of color. And that's another thing the establishmentarians don't want to believe. They don't want to believe that he's not a racist, so they just can't let it go. They're just clinging on to this idea, just with with grim death, and it's a lost cause. And Trump, there's no rebuttal, because it's like peeing in the wind. I mean, what do you do? Just forget it, man. He's not a racist. It's just the stupidest thing in the world. I mean, we all have our biases and discrimination, prejudices that are immature and stupid and idiotic, I suppose. But, you've got to call a spade, and discrimination based on color, race, is stupid. It is moronic. It is idiotic. So make no bones about where I'm coming from, at least. And I just don't, in my take, he's not. If I thought he was a racist, I'd have no respect for the man. I'm a big Martin Luther King Jr. fan. Big believer in egalitarian principles, equality, freedom, universal freedom, setting the captives free. JFK, big believer in universal prosperity. Alex Jones came up with this stuff. He said that the communists, they are trying to get rid of the capital punishment for some sinister plan. I'm thinking, what in the hell? I mean, because I want to trust this guy, but, China is communist, right? I mean, purported communist. I don't even know what these words, they're just words. Okay, we have to define this stuff under, what is the highest form, like capitalism, what it was true capitalism versus crony capitalism. Entirely different things, 180 degrees different, but they still under that banner, that label, right? So communism, what are we talking about? Are we talking about Marxism, socialism? I mean, Leninism, Maoism. Hey, is it good? Is it because in a lot of people's minds, they perceive the socialism to be the egalitarian choice belief. So all the liberals believe that way. Do you understand? So you've got to explain to them. If you are a believer in true capitalism, you have the obligation, you have a duty to explain to them that what we've had for a long, long time in America isn't true capitalism, and that's why it's led to this great wealth disparity imbalance as opposed to the opposite, great prosperity across the board. Explain that. Okay, but you understand this hasn't happened in a vacuum, all this communist socialist sympathy. These people are being created, manufactured through crony capitalism. That's part of the sinister, diabolical plan, Alex Jones. Figure it out. But this idea that, the communists are trying to get rid of capital punishment. They get 5,000, some purported 5,000 approximate executions annually. Though Big Brother keeps those actual figures secret. They got mobile organ harvesting vans going around. I mean, this is news I learned from Alex Jones. I've learned a boatload of information from Alex Jones. That's why I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, because of a lot of the information has turned out to be accurate, mind-blowing, shocking, traumatic, but true. Okay? And I'm not a hide, bury your head in the sand kind of guy, ignorance is bliss kind of guy. And none of us can afford to be anymore. We've got to put our big boy and girl pants on and just see how deeply we've stepped into this the floodgates have been opened of dog dew, okay? And we've got up to our nostrils. If it's your brother or sister's nostrils, it's your nostrils. Soon enough, you're going to smell it, okay? Because we're stuck together through osmosis. Like it or not, it's the way God made it. It's a fail-safe. We're all inextricably interconnected. Our welfare. My welfare is your welfare. His welfare is your welfare. Our welfare is each other's welfare. We can never be content, happy, living in harmony and peace and safety and security. All those good things we all want until we really, really care about the very least of men, whoever we perceive that to be. It's all very simple. A child can understand this stuff. Gerald Flurry, he's a preacher I like a lot. I listen to every Sunday morning on the CW here in California. Comes on at 9:30 in the morning Pacific Coast time on till 10, just a 30-minute show. But, he's talking about Russian crony capitalism, but no mention of crony capitalism in America. And I don't get that. I that's indefensible to me. I don't, but I just cannot, I got to believe somebody. I can't believe he's being intellectually dishonest. So it just must be an oversight or something, Maybe he's got blinders on, playing favorites to America, not admitting how corrupt our financial system is. I think what Alex Jones's biggest problem, he's got too many yes men hanging on his sleeve, okay? And these people say they're their friends, and they say, don't listen to anybody that criticizes you, Alex. You're right about everything. You've turned out to be right. You're always right. And I say, you know what? Those aren't your friends, man. Those are yes men. Look it up. It's called a sycophant. Okay, and it's not your friend, not to be confused with your friend. A friend, a brother, what is a brother? I've never had a blood brother, biological brother. But, that's why I kind of, Alex Jones didn't either. So I'm hard on him. That's how brothers are. Ask any brothers. They'll say, who are you hardest on? My brother. He doesn't get away with nothing. I don't let him skate on nothing. I call him out on his BS. And that's what I'm doing. So, that's what a friend does. Because who else? I mean, if your own blood brother isn't your a friend you can trust, then who the hell is? Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Is I'm just saying, you know what? You need to be called out on some stuff, man. And you've got to talk about this idea of a reset, economically speaking, revisiting the bailout of '08, and accepting the implications thereof. Okay, a dramatic reduction in real estate, housing costs, especially the low end. That's where we need it. The low end stuff. The captives must be set free. Everybody deserves a shot at middle-class home ownership, the American dream. Okay, Alex Jones, will you admit that? Will you get guests on that parrot that fact, that truth, that very American truth? Okay, that we the people want, regular peeps, we want stability. We just want to be going the right direction. We don't mind waiting a long time in line. We just want hope that we're going to reach the end of the line and get our fair share of the wealth of this nation that belongs to all Americans. You understand? All this accumulated infrastructure, all the accumulated knowledge and technology belongs to all of us. Thus saith the Lord kind of thing. Okay. I'm not saying I'm God saying it. I'm just saying you read your Bible and that's the takeaway.